All right. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Here we go. Proverbs 26. as I read through Proverbs every morning, just the other day, as I read Proverbs 25 and I was, reading through it, the verse that stood out yesterday that kind of made me chew on it and laugh a bit when Solomon says, "It is better to dwell in the corner of a housetop than in a house shared with a contentious woman." And then we're in chapter 26 today, and it's all about the fool. The fool. And a lot of times, people think that Solomon is dealing with just people in the kingdom. But we forget, this fool had 1,000 wives, 700 wives, 300 concubines. And if there's only 365 days in a year, if he had a woman every day, he must have had at least 3 a night. Dang. Let's just say that's just how he do. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he just skipped a couple of days and had 5 in one night. Or I don't know how that worked out with him. But as I sit here and think about, when I read these Proverbs, which wife is he talking about? that one was a fool. She's contentious. She's blah, blah, blah. And he just woke up the next day I got something to say. Hey, fool, write this down. Record this so the guys in the future will know that these women are tripping. So as I sit here and think about it, I'm like, this morning I got up thinking about, sorry, I was cracking up. As I get into Proverbs this morning, I'm like, what wife was he talking about this morning? What woman? We forget too that he's a king, almighty ruler. And he also, many people come to his kingdom to pay homage. Sorry, excuse me. Coffee and hiccups. What a fool, But no, I crack up on that. And as I get into this scripture this morning, thinking about my situation yesterday, I'm just so sad, some people will just display such cruelty because of fear or wanting to be in control. They want to be in control because they're afraid, because they don't trust God. They don't have love. There's no fear in love. And it's just, but I know that God's watching, God sees, and God got this. So, and this portion of scripture that stands out is what's really helped me throughout the years to not answer people, especially when they're being a fool. So he says this, I'm going to read several verses in chapter 26, verses 4 and 5. Solomon writes, "Do not answer a fool according to his or her folly, lest you also be like him or her. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own eyes." He's saying, man, when someone's talking stupid, you see they're talking stupid, and they're known to be like that, do not even answer them. Because now you're lowering yourself to their level, and they think, oh, I got this, and they think that they're wise now. He who angers you controls you. And when you answer somebody, even though some of the conversation might be valid, when there's still foolishness in it, it's still a foolish conversation. It's like saying a half truth is still a whole lie. You know what I'm saying? It got to be a whole truth for it to not be a lie. So if there's foolishness in a conversation and you hear some, sense in it, it's still a foolish conversation. If you answer somebody like that, it's just going to be an ongoing battle. Then you're not going to get your point across. They're arguing because they want to win or make themselves look better. And many times I've been in conversations with people where they try to attack me verbally and I stay quiet, and they think that I'm a punk or I'm stupid or I'm not paying attention. No, I'm just listening to a fool speak. Sometimes they think, oh, well, you think you're better than me. And I'm just like, I'm not even going to answer a fool. Even though some of their points, again, were valid and I should respond, but I know the fact that a fool is speaking, this conversation is leading in that foolish direction, don't even answer. Let them think what they think. Let them, because they believe everything they think. Let them be. Because if you answer them, you are just like them now. No one can convince nobody of anything unless they allow them to. Unless the individual allows themselves to. When someone comes at you to debate you, they don't want to be convinced. They want to prove a point. And when someone uses cruelty or someone hides behind other people and puts them down, that's not right. That's a fool. And God will deal with that. So he says verses 6 through 6 through 12. He writes, "He who sends a message by the hand of a fool cuts off his own hand, cuts off his own feet, and brings violence." Verse 7, "Like the legs of the lame that hang limp is a proverb in the mouth of fools." Now, as I read these, I want you to try to visualize what Solomon's saying. Because if you understand what a proverb is, when you understand a saying of wise, a wise saying and what it means, and then who it's coming from, it's going to lose weight. When I was walking with the Lord, when I'm walking with the Lord, when people listen to me, it holds weight because I'm walking the talk. You see, I'm walking the talk. But when I was drinking and people start talking about God, and I'd go and kind of, put in my 2 cents, I would look like a fool. The words that came out of my mouth would not hold weight because I was not walking it. I was not above reproach. I was just like them, a drunken fool, talking about God. So you can never get anything going on right. But now when I go back to hang out, get something to eat, they listen to me because they see that I've changed. I'm sober. I'm making sense, and the Spirit of God is in me. They can't debate that. They can't combat that. So as I share these proverbs with you, I want you to try to visualize what Solomon is saying. Verse 8, like one who binds a stone in a sling is he who gives honor to a fool. Think about that. Like a thorn, verse 9, like a thorn that goes in the hand of a drunkard. Think about that. Picture it. Is a proverb in the mouth of fools. 10, the great God who formed everything gives the fool his hire and the transgressor his wage. 11, as a dog returns to his own vomit, so a fool repeats his folly. That's a very famous verse too. Dogs throw up, blah, they get sick or they eat too much. And what they do, like a dumb dog, they go back and eat it again. I was like that. I was so stuck in my downward spiral and selfishness and had the spirit of drunkenness upon me that I'd be a drunken idiot and go back to the foolish things. Go back to the foolish things constantly. It was just my go-to. It was my foolish comfort zone. I look back now and I'm like, but that's just where I was at. You know what I'm saying? That's where I was at in that season. I'm not there now. But these proverbs speak about these things. Verse 12, do you see a man wise in his own eyes? There's more hope for a fool than for him. And you see that a lot. There are some people who, they're intellects, and they just think that they're right. They think they may have the right knowledge, but their heart is in the wrong place. They may know something, but they don't understand, and there's no wisdom in them. There's no love. There's no Spirit of God in them. Though they go to church and they pray and they got people backing them up, there's no Spirit of God in them. Especially if they're walking in fear. As we did this morning, and I just thank God, is again the scenario playing out. It's just like, wow. But God tells me, David, don't answer a fool according to his folly, lest you be like him. All you're doing is bringing wood for the fire, man. And it blesses me because as I remember, okay, still love a fool. I love them. I appreciate them. But I ain't gonna answer them. Sure as heck don't like them. But I do love them. I do pity them. I do pray for them. I have mass concerns, but God sees it too. God sees my heart. Remember, people, if you're looking at my Facebook page, it doesn't reflect who I am. They're just funny stuff. I put random things up there just because it's entertaining. But my actions are different than what's put out there. You see what I'm saying? So just for a heads up, And if any of you find anything on my Facebook page that's offensive, let me know. I'll take it down. I'm not trying to offend nobody. Now, my other Facebook pages, when I was in a drunken spiral, I was projecting. I wasn't right. But as I get into the Word now, I'm sober now. It's 172 days, and God's it's gone. It's over. He's working on a lot of internal things on me spiritually, and how can I say this? He has placed wisdom in me again. I used to be a wise person. I used to walk in wisdom, but I had people tearing me down, and once again I walked away from God to please people, and I ended up pleasing myself in the end. And now he has instilled wisdom in me again. And to walk in wisdom, to walk in love, to walk in sobriety, to walk in total awareness and self-control and understanding and knowledge, knowing that whatever comes my way, whether it's good or bad, it is of God. And honestly, is it really bad? If God's allowing it, it's just testing my heart. It's testing your heart, your faith. It's purifying you like the dross from the silver. You see what I'm saying? It's, again, a faith that's not tested. It's a faith that can't be trusted. So brothers and sisters, this morning as I sit here and think about which woman is or group of people in the kingdom the psalm is talking about. What a great reminder this morning as I continue to move forward in this last situation. Pray for my youngest. May the Lord release her from this bondage. But I know God's in control and God sees it all. And one day she'll be free. It's my job just to remain steadfast in Him. Remember to not answer a fool. Or here's another one too that really blessed me. Verse 17 of chapter 26. He who passes by and meddles in a quarrel not his own is like one who takes a dog by the ears. And I remember years ago. Well, I remember years ago back in LA. I used to live by 7-Eleven or take a quick start out here. I heard screaming, yelling outside, and there was a man beating on a woman. And I was about 19 years old, 17. I was in shape, football. I ran out there and tackled this man, started beating on this man, helping the woman. And as I'm hitting this man, this woman goes and takes a brick and she takes her purse, hits me in the back and starts hitting on me. I'm like, what the? She's attacking me now. And as I'm getting up, like, what's going on? And then now he's coming at me, she's coming at me. I'm trying to get out of the way. And my dad's watching the whole time from the door. Look at me, like, shaking his head like, knucklehead. So finally I walk, you know what? You deserve each other. Never mind, I'm out of here. And I walk back over there. And I go, why are you watching, Dad? He's like, because it's none of your business. Like, what do you mean, Dad? He's beating on her. He goes, yeah, that's not cool. But you don't know what she did. He goes, do you know her? I'm like, no. He goes, I do. He goes, and I know why he's hitting her. I'm like, why? He goes, because she just banged his brother the other day and he found out. And I was like, oh. He's like, David, he goes, not that a man should be beating on a woman. He's all, but you don't know the whole story. He goes, and you're going out there getting involved in someone else's business. Look at, now you got beat by both of them. You see right here, he who passes by and meddles in a quarrel not his own is like one who takes a dog by the ears. A lot of times we think that we're doing the right thing by getting involved in someone else's affair, when yet it's none of your business. Pray about it, or pray about it and ask God, what is my portion? Why are you showing me this? And a lot of times it's just to pray about the situation because it's a spiritual thing. But many times we think it's our duty to get involved physically. And what happens is people get hurt. Even the one that got involved is none of his business. Quick side nugget. Brothers and sisters, much love to you all. Peace be with you. May the joy of the Lord be your strength. Remember, choose wisdom over the world. God bless.